Canadian Bulldog from Wrestling Merchandise and Memories. That's merchandiseandmemories.com. And today we asked the question, can we talk about the juicer? Just before we get started, wanted to let you know that Wrestling Merchandise and Memories has more than 100 unique and conversation-starting top 50 lists on its site. Check it out at bit.ly/top 50 lists. WCW in the early 1990s was kind of an unusual place. Unusual even by WCW standards. Under the leadership of Jim Herd, WCW attempted to bring in several family-friendly characters to compete more closely with the cartoonish WWF. This included the Great and Powerful Oz, Big Josh, Black Blood, and yes, even the Minotaur. However, the most unintentionally controversial character of that era was the Juicer. You see, in the late 1980s, Art Barr, who would later go on to much bigger fame as the Los Gringos Locos tag team partner of Eddie Guerrero in Mexico, was just starting out in the Portland territory, where his old man Sandy Barr was something of a local legend. Looking more like a pimple-faced teenager than an actual wrestler, Barr met up with Roddy Piper, who was making a rare off-WWF appearance at the time, and after forcing the youngster to take off all of his clothes for some reason, Hot Rod transformed him into Beetlejuice. Taking advantage of the 1988 Michael Keaton movie of the same name, Beetlejuice was a huge hit in Portland, portrayed as a hero that kids in the audience could look up to. Unfortunately, Beetlejuice, oh shit, I just said his name 3 times, ended prematurely once Barr was charged with statutory rape. Barr later struck a plea bargain and was placed on 2 years probation, which seems, well, pretty light for a crime of that nature. He also lost his license to wrestle in Oregon. Talk about the ultimate loser leaves town match. Instead of going to jail or rehab or what have you, Barr went to WCW, where he was renamed the Juicer. I guess Time Warner didn't want to be sued by Tim Burton. Playing a similar character, but this time he was being led to the ring by a group of children called the Juice Patrol. What the actual fuck, WCW? Let's just assume, for the sake of argument, that not everyone knew about Barr's criminal past, or maybe Jim Herd was willing to give the guy a second chance, whatever. Did no one in WCW perhaps think that it maybe wasn't the best idea for him to come to the ring like the Pied freaking Piper with a bunch of school-aged children in tow? Like, you still want to do all the other Beetlejuice shit? Fine. Let him have baby powder come out of his hair, let him shoot silly string in his opponent's face, go nuts, but keep the kids out of it. And yes, this was before the age of social media and all that, but I still find it hard to believe that WCW wouldn't have at the very least checked the guy's criminal record before hiring him. To be fair, the Juicer's past eventually caught up to him. Margie Boole, a newspaper columnist for the Oregonian newspaper, launched an investigation into Barr's career. This led to a fax campaign where both WCW and local media, where WCW was appearing, would receive copies of Boole's column. Eventually, WCW terminated his contract. However, Barr and Eddie Guerrero appeared on a joint WCW AAA pay-per-view in 1994 as Los Gringos Locos, but the Juicer was never heard from again. Also, isn't the name The Juicer kind of inappropriate here? Do you remember the Juicer in WCW? Be sure to like this video and subscribe for more great content from Wrestling Merchandise and Memories.